Hello everybody, we are back on Sean Productions, and for this video we will be doing a review. Now, you probably will be wondering what kind of review are we going to be doing, and that's a good question because my high school just did their musical for the drama club. I'm not part of it. I just heard about it anyway. So they do a musical every year, and it was this weekend. Had three shows. It was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I went there on Saturday. I was busy on Thursday and Friday. There was two track meets, and the musical this year they were doing was Guys and Dolls. Now, Guys and Dolls is a very famous Broadway musical. It's um it's about like gamblers and women in 1950s New York. Here, here I Yeah, this is what the director said about it. The two directors are Nate Akery and Morgan Jazian. Morgan Jazian, Miss J, as we call her, is our band teacher, and Mr. Akery is my algebra teacher, but he works on all the drama club stuff. Anyway, just to have like a little explanation for the play, in case you guys did not see it. All right. I might be talking to some of my class, a lot of my classmates, so they probably did see it, but some didn't. And then I'm just explaining this to anybody who just has not ever heard of it or anything, or did not ever see it. All right. So welcome to 1950s New York. First set in 1950, the Tony Award-winning Guys and Dolls is a golden age Broadway classic that has truly stood the test of time. Its lasting appeal comes in a large part from its sharp comedic moments, big dance numbers, and irresistibly catchy songs. All right, never mind. What makes it enduring, however, is all of that spectacle is balanced by a genuine heart beneath the surface. At its core, the show is about taking chances. Whether it's stepping outside your comfort zone, rethinking long-held beliefs, or finally committing to something or someone, each character is given the opportunity to grow. Some resist it, some embrace it, and some stumble their way there. But all of them remind us that change is rarely easy and never predictable. This year, as directors, we made the decision to present the students with a show we knew they were likely unfamiliar with. From the very beginning, Guys and Dolls challenged them in new, exciting ways. And over the past 4 months, we've been continuously impressed by their willingness to dive into head first. They have embraced the style, humor, and heart of this classic musical, bringing focus, energy, and creativity to every rehearsal. We are so proud of them and cannot wait to see them shine on stage. Thank you for supporting the arts in our show and school and celebrating the voices of young performers. Enjoy the show. Okay, that wasn't really much about the plot. That was just about their notes about how much they. But if I had to say what the plot was about, I would say that it's about like two gamblers, so one of them is one of them, let me see what they're known as, crapshooters. That's the name of a gambler. All right, so one of them is Nathan Detroit. So, and then he makes a bet with like this other guy's name is Sky Masterson. I believe that's his name. Yes, and he is also, and he makes a bet with him that I'm sure he's another gambler. He is another gambler. He makes a bet with him for him to fall in love with a kind of a religious woman. Her name is Sarah Brown, and then Nathan Detroit is going out is with a show woman. They've been engaged for 14 years apparently, and anyway, so it's kind of like the lives about gamblers and women in the 1950s, and that's pretty interesting. In the 1950s, it takes place in New York City. It's pretty interesting. So I just want to take a look at all the people that were involved in it. So anyway, production team, we have of course a lot of these people. Everything's good. Well, yeah, Mr. Akery, Miss J, and Miss Tuffin. All right. Anyway, tech crew. We have Jackson Bronchi, I know him. Braddock Martin, Jose Chapman, that was my co-manager on the basketball team. Emma Deason, Ethan Redmond, I believe he also has a good role in there. Saki Matsuyama, and Jacob Nichols, Ines Raubakar, Ren Winner. And then we even have like a musical pit where it was like it was kind of like a bunch of instruments were being played by many people. So then we had the conductor, clarinet, Miss J, and then flute and piccolo played by Hannah Greven. Trumpet was played by Sadie Clausel. Cello was Colvin Talley. Bass was Austin Brown. Percussion, Sean Schnecksteiner. Piano, Nicole Talley. Now, I am in band. I played trombone, but apparently they didn't have any trombone players. All right. So, anyway, I want to take a look at some looks at the cast. We open off, and the play starts with three gamblers singing. It's Nicely Nicely Johnson, Benny Soustry, and Rusty Charlie. Ellie Leeser plays Nicely. She was funny in the role. She had a good performance, and I remember thinking Nicely was a funny character, and I even watched part of the movie with Frank Sinatra, Marlon Brando. You probably some people don't know those people, but I do. He was pretty funny. And Benny Soustry, Brody Shutter. He's I know him very well. He plays a very funny role along with Nicely. They form both a good duo, and he's also very funny in the movie too. So yeah, Brody probably has one of my favorite performances in the whole play. So kudos to Brody. And then Rusty Charlie, I believe, that's Amari Casillas. It's a freshman girl. Anyway, she also plays I believe she also plays a role later in as one of the women in the musical. And she does two roles here, and she also plays one of the gamblers, and she's pretty good in both roles, even if she's not a main character, but she's always there and supporting in the roles. And then Jaden Mitchell and Kyle Louisa. Jaden Mitchell plays Sarah Brown. She's the most religious woman, along with Kyle Louisa. Except I saw in the movie that the role that Kyle plays was played by a man, and it was an older man. So yeah, she doesn't look a lot like him. And Jaden Mitchell plays in the main role, and she does very good in the role. She's a pretty good singer. She's a good singer, and she has a good duo with Kyle Louisa. Kyle is a very good singer and has a good supporting performance as Arvide Abernathy. I think that's it, yeah. And Ava Greer is Agatha. She's good in it, and I believe that's one of the also women, I think. All right. Harry the Horse, Ethan Stanford. He's very funny in it. He has Ethan Stanford does a lot of, I don't know, he has a lot of slapstick stuff in there. A lot of absurdist comedy. I love that. I'm a huge fan of a lot of stuff that's comedy. So Ethan Stanford is very funny role. That's always a name in my book. And yeah, so then Sarah Zarko is Lieutenant Brannigan. Also, Harry the Horse was another gambler. Lieutenant Brannigan I believe is the kind of the police chief. He's always after the gamblers. And Sarah Zarko plays she's a senior, and she has been with Drama Club for a long time, so I know how much this means to her. So anyway, and she does a good job in the role. I've heard, so I know she's very well versed with Drama Club. So yeah, I can tell that she did good in the role. So anyway, Evan Sidler appears as Nathan Detroit. That's a very main role in there. And anyway, Nathan Detroit is played by classical jazz pop singer Frank Sinatra in the movie. And I'm a Frank Sinatra fan. But Evan Sidler does a very good job here. He definitely actually kind of looks a bit like Frank Sinatra in there. Look him up if you want to see how it looks like. And anyway, he does a good job as Nathan Detroit and is definitely a gambler, and then has a good gambler look in the musical. Then we have Owen Underhill and Angie the Ox, I believe. And yeah, Owen Underhill is I don't see Owen Underhill a lot in there, but he is good whenever he appears in and anyway, I do know him very well, so yeah, it was nice to see him in there. He did a good job, even if it was short, but it was good. Scarlett Hopkins, Miss Adelaide, that's a very big role. She is very good in this role. She's definitely one of the best on. She's definitely one of the best on here. She definitely captures that vibe of 50s New York women she has that New York accent. She has a spot on New York accent, so kudos to her for that. Anyway, she played the role very well. I remember seeing her in a few years ago when the junior high did a musical Annie. I believe she was Annie, and she was also good in that. So good job to her. Anyway, here is my absolute favorite, probably my absolute favorite performance in the whole play. Cole Satakis as Sky Masterson. He's very good in it. His acting is great. Anyway, it's a very fantastic role, and his singing is very good too. And he just does a good job as just playing the role as the gambler, and then has a good duo with Jay Mitchell, Sarah Brown. So yeah, great job, Cole. So then Ethan, let's see, Amari is Mimi. That was another showgirl. Ethan Stanford is Joey Blitmore. Yeah. So that I think I think that might have been in like a Hawaiian scene. I think it was in a fight scene. And he did like go right through a table. Well, he was supposed to, but he did a good job. He was funny in it. Then we have Nathan Adams as Master of Ceremonies. He's not in it a lot, but he does a good job in the role. But he does a good job and has a lot of energy in his performance. So that's great for him. So he does the job. So he does the role very well. And then Tegan English as General Cartwright. She's part of one of the religious people, and she does a good job. I know she's a huge like theater fan, so I know how much that meant to her, being her first high school musical and all. So it was not. So that was I bet that was fun for her. Then Riley Young is Big Jewel. That was another gambler. She does a good job in the role. I believe she was also one the women too, and she fits well as a gambler. She's also funny in the role. Well, all the gamblers are funny. They're probably my favorite group in the whole play. And then Owen Underhill plays the waiter, and well, I already mentioned Owen, so then he also plays the waiter, and he's good. Even I think he only plays like once. Then we have like mission and ensemble groups. We have like mission. I'm gonna read this off a bit. Ensemble groups include like Missionaries, Ava Greer, Natalie Sanders, Athena Jacobo, Leela Severs, Evelyn Morel, Avery Stanford, Paisley Morse, Beatrice Wood. Crapshooters include Nathan Adams, Lukey Mickelson, Emma Gunner, Lena Miller, Weston Haley, Amari Pasillas, Allison McBroom, and Owen Underhill. Then we have Miss Adelaide's dancers, including Tegan English, Natalie Sanders, Ava Greer, Leela Severs, Athena Jacobo, Avery Stanford, Evelyn Morel, Beatrice Wood, Paisley Morse, Kyle Louisa, Amari Pasillas, and Riley Young. And then finally the Havana dancers include Nathan Adams, Ethan Stanford, Tegan English, Owen Underhill, Ellie Leeser, Kyla Wessa, Amari Pasillas, and Riley Young. Anyway, this is all the musical numbers in there. It's just like, that's all the musical stuff. If you want to pause there, just showed a good look. Anyway, and then there's all the senior bios. I probably don't want to read this all, but it just shows all like the seniors and stuff that were involved in this. It was Saki Matsuyama, Ines, Rio Bakar, Sarah Sarko, Jose Chapman, Emma Dearson. So yeah, they were all involved with the musical. So, and only one of them I believe was in the play, but then so yeah, that was a whole like crew that worked on it. So anyway, this is overall a good musical that I enjoyed, and everybody did a good job. All the performances were good, and I'm sure this all took a while to put together, as this was 4 months, but that usually happens a lot. This happens every year, but they all did a good job with their time. So kudos to them for all the hard work they did into putting in this play. It was very entertaining, and anyway, that's about it for this review. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we can do more reviews on other stuff, maybe. was thinking of doing more reviews on, I don't know, it could be music, could be albums or stuff. Anyway, that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. From Sean Productions. Bye-bye.